Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Two and a Half Heels. Uncle Black 215 right here on your screens here. A little stripped down episode this week just because I'm tired of standing up. So I'm gonna sit down and we're gonna chat about the recent happenings in professional wrestling this week. Okay. So as we are barreling towards the clash in Italy, if I'm not mistaken. Uh these these SmackDowns, these go home shows, all I can say is that they are trying their best. By God, they're trying their very best, and you can only do but so much. And you know what? Maybe it's just because, we are just being spoiled on the other side of the street here as far as AEW is concerned, but that's another topic for another day. Friday night SmackDown that took place in Barcelona, and we kick off the night where we're setting up the women's match as far as Rhea Ripley taking on Jade Cargill in a rematch for the WWE Women's Championship, and we easily get some kerfuffle with Charlotte and Alexa, which basically just leads to Jay Cargill facing Alexa Bliss on SmackDown. Much respect to Alexa Bliss. She is one of them ones. But Jay Cargill got the victory after a lot of shenanigans and interference going on in this contest, which seemingly is giving Jay the momentum that she would need to win at the Clash. But if you know WWE lore, the people who win on the go home show aren't too fortunate on the pay per view. All right, we can cut this next part out. All right. All right, you can cut it. Now we can go. All right, after that, we get Cody making his way into the building, but he is then interrupted by one Sami Zayn. And again, this Sami Zayn heel turn, I feel like he's not acting like a heel, but he's clearly a heel. And whatever he is selling, Cody is just not buying. All right. All right. All right, so up next, a match that I didn't even know was going to be a thing. The Miz versus Axiom. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's from Spain. So I say more for him. Congratulations on the hometown matchup, and a great back and forth, a great victory for one Axiom. I mean, listen, the Miz is, as far as I'm concerned, top 10 modern day WWE. And I don't care where you put him at on the list because he has earned every single accolade, every single compliment, everything that you could possibly think of in the WWE. Miz has done it and he continues to do it at such a high level. You can't ask for more. So shout out to the Miz. And then after that, we get some backstage segments with Damian Priest and R-Truth because Truth is still hurt. He's not medically cleared. So Damian's going to need a partner. And that partner was going to be Mr. Royce Keys. And shout out to R-Truth because he called Royce Keys Debo. I don't know why, but he just called him Debo. I thought that was funny. I see that we had a little backstage confrontation setting up a match with one always ready Matt Cardona and the aforementioned Sami Zayn that will take place later on. But, seems like Matt Cardona is just always somewhere trying to do the right thing, but then end up getting in a match and losing. But then again, Matt Cardona is one of them as well. Very, very good at what he does. So we'll see how that goes on later in the night. All right. And we have the tag team matchup of the evening: Tonga and Tamatonga, the Tonga brothers. That's not their names. Taking on Damian Priest and Royce Keys. Now, of course, this was a match pertaining somebody in the MFT, so you know that there was going to be some interference, some type of kerfuffle. And of course, Solo can't keep his nose out of MFT business, cause a distraction, and Tamatonga got the victory over Damian Priest and Royce Keys. Now, even though R-Truth is injured and they told him to stay in the back, as far as in the backstage area, Truth still ran out to try to make the save and even up the playing field. So I hope that Truth gets healthy fairly soon, because him on TV is great, him in the ring is better, but we got to do something with these tag team championships. I'm starting to get scared that they're going to end up like the women's tag titles and just end up in no man's land. So let's just hope and pray that that does not happen. All right. All right, so I'll wrap this up in a bow as far as the entire evening. Anything with Dan Housen is always going to be good in my damn book. Okay, you got Dan Housen working on a new experiment, and look, if it is what people are saying it is, I'm gonna take the glasses off so you know I'm serious about this, you guys. If it is what y'all are saying that it is, and it turns out to be that, I will shed a tear and I will concede, because there's you can't do no better than what they're saying. But I'm not going to say anything just to spoil it. But if you know, you know. If you know, you know. All right. Next up, at least what I want to talk about next, let's talk about the United States title picture, okay? It is looking better than I've seen it in quite some time, okay? Because you got the U.S. champion, Trick Willie, running the show here. You got Carmelo Hayes chasing the championship. And then you got Ricky Saints joining up and just doing what he needs to do to stay afloat on this main roster, make an impact, and stay here. So bravo to everybody. What a great back and forth between Carmelo and Ricky. Look, as far as Trick, I mean, he can hold the belt forever. I don't care, but I know that eventually him and Carmelo is going to have this back and forth, and it's going to be Liddy Bop, because the previous match was good. We'll put him on a PLE, give him some time. It's over. Side note, I just went back and looked at the notes. It was a double count out. It's crazy. And also too, Trick, you gotta stop slapping people, brother. The Trick slap is crazy. Right? It's crazy. All right. Nothing else on SmackDown really piqued my interest, so I'll probably just get off of that. But one thing I will dilly dally and dabble into and let you guys know is that the arguably one of my favorite rivalries in WWE, the Battle of the Grande Americanos. That match, that show, Noche de los Grandes, takes place on Saturday. So if you see this, it takes place on a Saturday. So you definitely might not want to miss that. We'll get to see who will get unmasked. That end, you got a bunch of championship matches on that show too. So I say it's going to be one you do not want to miss. All right, everybody. Again, I appreciate you guys for joining me for this little, again, stripped down edition of 2.5 Heels. Please do not forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Listen to the pod wherever you get your podcast at, online, YouTube, wherever. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook at Uncle Black 215, Instagram Uncle Black 215. Pretty much all the social media should be Uncle Black 215. Although my Twitch is Black BLACC on the sticks. So with that, I appreciate y'all again. I love y'all, and I will see you in the next one.